Hello there, welcome to Josh Moment. So this YouTube channel will talk about African history from prehistoric time, historic time, and contemporary times. And then we'll also talk about African matters. So before this official video was uploaded, short videos were uploaded on this channel just to keep the subscriber base active. But before we move on, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like, and share this video. Now let's look at a holistic view of Africa in this episode. So one will ask, was Africa? Yes. But then Africa in ancient time was not known as Africa. Terms like Libya, Egypt, Ethiopia, Nubia were used to refer to the dark-skinned people on this continent. So one will ask, how did the name Africa came about? So Africa came about as a result of the Roman contact with people of Northern Africa, mainly the Berbers. Yes, so through trade, they discovered the Berbers of North Africa, and through their interactions with the Berbers, they realized this place or the continent Africa was sunny, so they gave the name Africa from a Greek word. So according to Dr. Sheikh Anna Diop, Africa in ancient times was known as Kebulan. Yes, that was the name Africa held in ancient times. So one will ask, so was Africa mainly occupied by Africans? No. Africa through ancient times have had several migrations in and out of the continent. So people from Asia, people from Europe all migrated or once upon a time had contact with the African continent. However, that migration of the Arabs had a great impact on the continent. The Islamic religion which the Arabs brought with them spread through North Africa to south of the Sahara, which is part of Western Africa, to the extent that most people or most countries in Western Africa are mostly Islamized. Yes. So let's talk about settlement. So before the dawn of history, Africa has been settled, or people have occupied various places in Africa, with the exception of parts of the north and then southeastern parts of the continent. So I'll ask, how is Africa situated or located? So Africa is an isolated landmark which has a small land bridge at the northern part, and it shares this border with Europe and some part of Asia. So Africa covers a total 6% of the world's total surface area, estimatedly 30,244,000 km square. Including its adjacent islands, Africa occupies about 20% of the Earth's total surface area. So by far, Africa's largest country is Algeria, followed by Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo, and then Sudan. So in all, there are 54 sovereign nations in Africa and 2 disputed territories. And these territories are Western Sahara and then Somaliland, an autonomous region of Somalia. Yes, so Africa's population is estimatedly 1.37 billion, and also Africa's most populous country is Nigeria with over 211 million population. So let's look at the cardinal divisions of the African continent, which can be grouped into 5. So when looking at this, we have the northern part of Africa, which is made up of 6 countries. We have the western side made up of 16 countries. We have Central Africa made up of 9 countries. We have East Africa, which is made up of 19 countries, and then we have Southern Africa, which South Africa is part, is also made up of 5 countries. So let's look at these cardinal divisions, the countries there, and their capitals. So North Africa refers to countries that are on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea, with the exception of Sudan. And as I said earlier, there are 6 countries in North Africa. So let's look at these 6 countries and their capitals. So 1, we have Algeria, which capital is Algiers. We have Egypt with Cairo as its capital. We have Libya with Tripoli as its capital. We have Morocco with Rabat as its capital. We have Sudan with Khartoum as its capital. Don't forget, Sudan here is been divided now. We have North Sudan and South Sudan, so this is North Sudan. And we have Tunisia with Tunis as its capital. And we have the disputed region, which is Western Sahara, with El Ain as its capital. Now let's come to West Africa, which we have 16 countries. So West Africa are countries north of the Gulf of Guinea and are bounded in the north by the Sahara Desert in the Sahel zone. So let's look at the 16 countries in West Africa and their capitals as well. So one, we have Benin with Cotonou as its capital. We have Burkina Faso with Ouagadougou as its capital. We have Cape Verde with Praia as its capital. We have Ivory Coast or Côte d'Ivoire with Yamoussoukro or Abidjan as its capital. We have the Gambia with Banjul as its capital. We have Ghana with Accra as its capital, where I am. And we have Guinea with Conakry as its capital. We have Guinea-Bissau with Bissau as its capital. We have Liberia with Monrovia as its capital. We have Mali with Bamako as its capital. We have Mauritania with Nouakchott as its capital. We have Niger with Niamey as its capital. We have Nigeria with Abuja as its capital. We have Sierra Leone with Freetown as its capital. And then one British overseas territory, St. Helena with Jamestown as its capital. So let's come to Central Africa. So in Central Africa, we have 9 countries. And this is the tropical zone of Africa. So let's look at these 9 countries and their capitals as well. So in Central Africa, we have 9 countries, and these countries are Angola with Rwanda as its capital. We have Cameroon with Yaoundé as its capital. We have Central African Republic with Bangui as its capital. We have Chad with N'Djamena as its capital. We have Democratic Republic of Congo, which is Kinshasa as its capital. And then we have Congo Republic or Congo Brazzaville with Brazzaville as its capital. We have Equatorial Guinea with Malabo as its capital. We have Gabon with Libreville as its capital. We have Sao Tome and Principe with Sao Tome as its capital. So let's go to East Africa and look at the countries there. As we said earlier, there are 19 countries in East Africa. So let's look at these countries and their capitals as well. So one, we have Burundi with Bujumbura as its capital. We have Comoros with Moroni as its capital. We have Djibouti with Djibouti as its capital. We have Eritrea with Asmara as its capital. We have Ethiopia with Addis Ababa as its capital. We have Kenya with Nairobi as its capital. We have Madagascar with Antananarivo as its capital. We have Malawi with Lilongwe as its capital. We have Mauritius with Port Louis as its capital. We have Mozambique with Maputo as its capital. Of course, we have Rwanda with Kigali as its capital. We have Seychelles with Victoria as its capital. We have Somalia and Somaliland, don't forget these are 2 nations, with Mogadishu as its capital. We have South Sudan with Juba as its capital. We have Tanzania with Dodoma or Dar es Salaam as its capital. We have Uganda with Kampala as its capital. We have Zambia with Lusaka as its capital. We have Zimbabwe with Harare as its capital. So now let's come to Southern Africa, of which South Africa is part. Many people confuse South Africa to be the entire of Southern Africa. No, South Africa is a country in Southern Africa. So let's look at Southern Africa. In Southern Africa, we have 5 countries, and these countries include Botswana with Gaborone as its capital. We have Lesotho with Maseru as its capital. We have Namibia with Windhoek as its capital. We have South Africa with Johannesburg or Pretoria as its capital. We have Swaziland with Mbabane or Lubamba as its capital. Now let's look at some of the physical points or physical environment of Africa. So we have Africa's highest point to be located in Tanzania, which is a stratovolcanic mountain known as Kilimanjaro. That's Africa's highest point, and its height is 5,895 meters. Yes, 5,895 meters or 19,340 feet, followed by Mount Kenya, which also stands at a height of 3,825 meters and 12,590 12,549 feet. Sorry, I beg your pardon. And then we have the largest lake in Africa is Lake Victoria. And it's also the second largest freshwater lake in the world. It also has a surface area of 68,800 kilometers square, or 26,600 square mile. And it is shared by 3 countries in east of Africa. And these countries are Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. So the longest river in Africa is the River Nile, which flows from its point, the equator, through 11 countries and empties into the Mediterranean Sea. And it also has a surface area of 6,695 kilometers. So let's look at the physical regions. Continue. Other major physical regions also include the Atlas Mountain of Morocco, the Sahara Desert, the semi-arid Sahel, the tropical Sudanian savanna, also known as the African savanna, the Nile and the Congo rivers, Victoria Falls, the Ethiopian highlands, the Ituri rainforest in Central Africa, the African Great Lakes, the Rift Valley, the Namib, and the Kalahari deserts. So I will ask, what is the language spoken on the African continent? Well, Africa is blessed with thousands of languages. However, these language groups have been classified into 4, which includes the Nilo-Saharan, the Afro-Asiatic, Arabic, and the Khoisan. Okay, so and Africa is blessed with numerous mineral resources, which include some of the world's largest reserves of fossil fuel, metallic ore, and gems, as well as precious metals. And also, Africa can boast of the world's largest population in wildlife, and this can mainly be located in the eastern parts and also at the southern parts of the continent. So agriculture, mainly subsistence, has been the major economic activity on the continent of Africa. However, the exploitation of some of these mineral resources dominated the African terrain in the 20th century. Yes. So we'd like to end today's episode here. See you in the next episode. We all don't know what will be happening in the next episode. But before we go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Yes. But before we go, I would like to acknowledge some authorities. Yes, I would like to say a very big thank you to some of my lecturers, or all my lecturers at the University of Ghana, the History Department, Professor Baby, Dr. A.B., Dr. Ababiu, Dr. Cheme, Dr. Sapon, Dr. Baku, and all the lecturers who taught me at the History Department. Also, my other 2 departments, the Q department, I would like to say thank you to Dr. Wazi. I also like to say thank you to Dr. Adams of the Info Department, Professor Dazi of the Info Department, and all the lecturers who taught me at the University of Ghana. Thank you to you all. I appreciate your efforts. And also, I would like to say a big thank you to the CEO of Ghana Music Rights Organization, Mr. Abraham Ajeti, popularly known as Don Kabito. Said, thank you for your help. I appreciate it. And also, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who made this video a success. Thank you to you all. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like, and share this video. And also, I want to say a big thank you to 2 of the African great YouTubers, Odamaya and Tayo Aina. You are an inspiration. Thank you to everybody. See you in the next episode.